Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure diorama review. Today, we're going to look at the FEXT System Cell 112 scale diorama set. This is basically a 6-inch scale large jail cell. I have a huge police action figure collection. They work as my GCPD in my overall action figure world. So some jail cells in the scale should be perfect and right up my alley. I ordered this thing from Big Bad Toy Store and arrived with my pile of loot, my last shipment. So let's check out the packaging. As you can see at the top, FEXT System, FEXT Hobby. Bottom here really doesn't give you any sort of description telling you what's in here. Blank on all the other sides. And of course I did get 2 of these things. I've got plenty of inmates to fill a couple different jail cells. So, let's open it up and check out the contents in assembly. Alright, now that we got this diorama out of the package, here are all the pieces laid out in front of you. We've got some floor pieces, some cell bars, a little pillar, some walls, some various stickers or posters, and some batteries and a little LED light. So, let's go ahead and reference the instructions here, and let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off by taking 4 of these floor pieces and 4 of these sort of Lego-esque type pieces. Flip the floor pieces upside down, attach those 4 supporting connecting pieces like so. And then you'll want to attach these 5 pieces to the bottom. And once those pieces are attached, it'll look like this. Just make sure you're paying close attention to the instructions. It can be quite confusing. Now to add these couple of wall pieces. Then you'll want to add the next 2 wall pieces. At this point, the cell diorama is going to look like this. Now you'll want to take these 4 pieces. You'll attach them onto the top like this, helping secure the walls together, giving you more display options. Then you'll add this piece to the corner, connecting the 2 sets of walls. You'll put it in the corner like this. Now take the next 4 floor pieces and a few of these other connecting pieces. Add those pieces to the bottom of those floor pieces. You'll get them to stay together and look like this. Now you'll take these cell bars, get ready to attach them to the side of the cell. Now to attach this LED light, this will go onto the ceiling. Took a little light, put it in here, added the battery. Now the interesting thing is, it's magnet activated. You take this magnet, put it nearby, turns the light on, just tap it again, turns the light off. Pretty cool instead of having an on and off switch. Once you add the LED light fixture to the bottom of the ceiling, now you put the ceiling on top. And there you have it. Here's this thing fully assembled. Nice little jail cell. I like the detailing on the wall in the background. Got some tally marks, some spider webs. Of course, the back of the jail cell, not very visually pleasing. But from the front here, pretty cool. Even has a functioning door. And here are both of the jail cells, fully assembled. There are a lot of different ways to display these things. You can put them next to each other. You can put them on top of each other. You can even sort of disassemble them and put them in a bunch of different ways. Here's some different examples how you can display them together on top of each other. You can even sort of cannibalize them, make them a lot different. Ton of different options. Personally, I'm just going to have 2 cells next to each other. It also came with this sticker set. When I first opened this box and I saw this big picture of Jesus, I was kind of like, did they send me the wrong thing? But it actually makes perfect sense. We have a couple sort of attractive women, a picture of Jesus, a little hole in the wall, someone escaping, maybe some plans of the prison. Works pretty good. Nice way to sort of customize and personalize each jail cell. Now they've taken a pretty good look at the cell and the assembly. Now let's check out its height and measurements. From the bottom to the top, it's standing at about 7.6 inches tall. as far as how deep it is. About 7.25 inches deep. And as far as how wide it is, about 7.25 inches wide. Now to check out the action features of this thing. So first of all, we've got these bars here. The door is actually functioning. It can open and shut pretty easily. Pretty cool. It also has this LED light at the top. A little light in the middle of your cell. Now one of the cool things, uses a magnet to activate the light. I got the magnet here in a little baggie. Simply tap it on the top here, and it turns the light on. Tap it again, and the light goes off. It might seem a little unpractical, but actually works pretty good. Avoids you having to take this thing apart, open it up, turn a little switch on and off, etc. So here's a cell, no lights on. Here's a cell with the lights on in a fully lit room. Here's a cell with the lights on in a completely dark room with the lights off. And here it is in a semi-lit room. Looks really cool like this. Inside the cell, one of the wall panels has a bunch of tally marks. You can tell how long this guy's been here. Either that, or the cell's holding Mr. Zaz. And then another one of the cell walls. It's got a spider web on the top. Nice little details there. Definitely enhances this thing. And as far as action features go, that's about it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. It does more than I expected. I just thought this thing would be a cell, function as a cell. It has the doorway, the lights, some extra background pieces. Pretty pleased. Like I said, I thought it was just simply going to be a cell. The extras are just icing on the cake. And of course, I did get two of these things. You can put them side by side like this. Actually looks pretty nice. I think I prefer them to look like this. Kind of diagonal next to each other with the corner of the diamond. This way, you can see more of each one of the cells. Plenty of room for visitors, spectators, etc. You can also put them on top of each other, but not really feeling this. This would work for space purposes, which is often a thing for me. Now let's get some action figures, both in front of and inside of these cells. I'm going to show off all of my different inmate and prisoner action figures. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of these smaller inmates that I have, and work my way larger, and we'll see just what all brands are going to fit into these cells. It's definitely more so intended for 6-inch scale figures than 7, so we'll start off small. Here are these two figures in the cell. They look great, they fit great. Inmates, whether it's Arkham or Blackgate. And here are a couple of Mezco Breaking Bad figures in front of these cells. They're not exactly inmates, they're actually in hazmat suits. But the fact that they're in orange jumpsuits, they can definitely work for some inmates, especially background versions. And as expected, they fit in these cells just fine as well. Here are a bunch of Mattel DC Multiverse, Batman vs. Superman Lex Luthor figures. Did a ton of head swabs, and got a ton of prisoner inmates. I like to use these guys for Arkham City sort of background inmates. But these guys are 6-inch scale. They are perfect prisoners in orange jumpsuits, and they'll definitely fit into these cells. Most of these inmates say Bell Rev on the back, so this could be Arkham Asylum, Blackgate Prison, or Bell Rev Penitentiary. And these Mattel Luthor figures most certainly fit perfect in these cells. I have 8 of these guys, and they fit in the cells perfect. 2 thumbs up. And I guess if I'm going to be starting off with the smallest figures and working my way larger, I should have started out with these guys. These are what I believe are Diamond Select toys, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, little henchmen for the gentleman from the episode Hush. They definitely look like crazy inmates. They're in straitjackets, bandages on their faces. They're pretty small, they're crouched, have 0 articulation. But I do like them quite a bit. Very happy to have these guys. And of course these little guys fit in there just fine. Here's Batman walking up to the cell, just like in Arkham Asylum, when there were cells and all these inmates in straitjackets all around him. Here are a few Mattel Wrestling Elite figures. These guys had a cloth soft goods sort of jumpsuit. Made me think of possibly a prison suit. I threw a couple extra heads on these guys. Need to do still another head swap, but works for some more inmates, prisoners. These wrestling figures fit in there just fine as well. Here are a bunch of Psycho figures from Borderlands. I remember I stumbled across this guy at Target one day, and I was like, look at this guy. He's called Psycho. He's in an orange prison suit. He'll be perfect for a background Arkham character. That was the McFarlane version. Then I found out NECA made one. That's on the far left. I got me a pair of those as well. Got McFarlane in the middle, and on the right, a couple of, I don't know, not exactly statues, but they're one solid piece. They also work as background characters. These guys all scale up pretty good together. I have a nice little army of psychos for the Arkham Ward. The NECA one is just a little bit too tall to fit in there. The McFarlane one fits, but you either got to bend his knees or spread his legs out a little bit. And those pre-post statuesque type things fit no problem. Here are a couple of McFarlane Krieg figures from Borderlands. But they also have that sort of prison orange jumpsuit look, at least remnants of it. These guys are definitely way too big for the cells. Here are a whole bunch of McFarlane Walking Dead Daryl figures. These guys are in sort of plain white outfits. Looks like it could be some inmate outfits, jumpsuits. They have the large A on the front. Perfect for, you guessed it, Arkham Asylum. Did a bunch of head swaps and got some more prisoners. 7-inch scale, a little too big for the cells, but still a nice little group of guys. Here's an older DC Direct, Silver Age Lex Luthor figure in front of these cells. He's in a gray sort of prison suit. Nice random prisoner. Hard to head swap guys like this though. And I have a custom Calendar Man made out of the same suit. Kind of done Arkham style, although he really doesn't look anything like Calendar Man from the game. And to my surprise, this Lex Luthor figure actually fits into the cell. Here's a look at the Arkham City Batman approaching Calendar Man in the cell. He's getting teased with little bits of information. Here's a couple of doctors observing a NECA, Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs. He's in an orange jumpsuit, straight jacket on, gurney, whole 9 yards. It's an awesome figure and display piece. Even though he would be absolutely perfect in this cell, unfortunately with the gurney, it's just not going to happen. Here are a couple of custom Blackgate prisoners. They're wrestling figures, a little too big for the cells. And here are a couple of custom Joker henchmen in prison jumpsuits. Here's a bunch of cops. They're putting away their most recent inmate into the cell. He's going to join all his friends or enemies in there. Nice little setup. This is exactly what I was going for when I got these things. And now that we've gone through all the random inmates that I have, let's go through some main villains. Here's a DC Direct, Mr. Zsasz from Arkham Asylum. You can see the orange outfit he's in. And yes, Zsasz fits into the cell. He's got those pre-posed legs, which makes him quite short. Here's a DC Direct, New 52 Joker in one of the cells. He's in an orange mechanic suit. It's not an orange prison suit, but you can pretend. And he actually fits in the cell also. And then, here are a couple of DC Direct, Arkham Asylum Bane figures in front of the cells. Even though the Bane on the left is pre-posed in a sitting position, he'll never fit in that cell. You can see the orange Asylum pants on these guys. And now, both a McFarlane and a DC Direct Killer Croc from Arkham Asylum. Obviously, these guys are not going to fit in the cells. And you can see the orange Arkham Asylum prison pants on these guys. The chains. Now let's check it out next to another cell that I have. This is from a Mattel DC Multiverse line. It's actually 4-inch scale, but it works pretty good for the 6-inch figures, as you can see. Pretty much the exact same size as this FEXT cell. This actually came as one front piece. They came with some 2-packs. Nightwing versus Solomon Grundy, Batman and Killer Croc, Batman and Clayface, etc. But if you get more than one of these pieces, you can connect them into a 4-way thing. They're interlocking, and it's pretty cool. And of course, yes, I did get 2 FEXT cells and 2 of these Mattel cells. In fact, I actually have 5 of these complete cells. I stack them on top of each other. Well, everything's in disarray right now. I took my entire police action figure collection out for a video a couple days ago. And my Alien Predator stuff, hey, it's going to take me forever to fix all that. But here's my GCPD, this giant bookshelf with a bunch of cops. And here are all those Mattel cells stacked up next to it. And there's a Mattel wrestling cage at the bottom. That's where most of my prisoners stay. And here's that Mattel cage match wrestling ring. Works perfect for a cell. A lot larger, got a functioning door. It doesn't have a ceiling, but I put a second Mattel wrestling mat on top. Now let's check these cells out, next to some action figures from different various companies, just so you know which companies will fit with this and which ones will not. They're definitely aimed more so at the smaller end of what I collect, 6-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the smaller action figure lines I collect, and work my larger. We'll check out some figures in front of the cells, and which companies will fit inside. Here are some Jazzwares Fortnite figures on the left, and some SH Figure Arts figures on the right. They both fit into the cells, no problem. And here are some Hasbro Marvel Legends on the left, and some FEXT figures on the right in front of these cells. And they also both fit in the cells, complete clearance, no problem. And then, here's some Mattel DC Universe Classics figures on the left, and some Mezco 112 collective figures on the right. And both the Mattel and Mezco figures fit in the cells also. So far so good. And now, here's some Jazzwares AEW wrestling figures, and some Mattel wrestlers on the right. I took a smaller wrestling figure and a larger wrestling figure from each company. We'll see the smaller ones fit. Yes, on the smaller Jazzwares wrestler. No, on the smaller Mattel wrestler. Here are some NECA figures on the left, and some DC Direct figures on the right. No go on the NECA figure, but the old, smaller DC Direct figure fits in there. Most DC Direct will not, though. And finally, here's some McFarlane toys, some Diamond Select toys, and some Jakks Pacific wrestling figures. No way in hell any of these guys are going to fit in the cell unless you take the ceiling off, which is a possibility. Overall, these are some nice cells, and I'd say the value is there. $50, not too bad. I really like the way they look, the designs of the background wall, the LED light, the functioning door, even has sort of a slot where you can slip a food tray into. Now, things I don't like, that sort of Lego look. The bottom of the ceiling has all those holes in it. Same with the top. Same with the back of the set. And I get it. They're giving you a lot of expandability. You can add different ones onto them, do different display options. So it kind of has to have that. But I wish at least the back was smooth. Also, it's a little bit shorter than I'd like. Yes, I knew what I was getting. I have some other FEXT stuff out there, and they're intended for the 6-inch scale, and they usually work for about the 6.5-inch stuff, but not the 7-inch stuff that I'm pretty fond of. That being said, still very pleased with these things. You can always take the ceiling off if you really want to put some bigger figures into there. These things have definitely met my expectations, possibly even surpassed them. I knew what I was getting when I ordered them, and I did not disappoint. As far to rate these things, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 as far as enjoyment goes, and great for my specific action figure collection. Huge army of cops, huge army of inmates, Gotham City, now be a place to put them. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comments section. If you want to see additional action figure diorama and action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.